Hello, hello. Welcome back. This is Sarah again from Niyoga. We're here to talk about Facebook again. Facebook seems to be running into a lot of privacy problems and issues, and they made the headlines again. So we'll get into that. If you like this content, please send me an email, like, comment, or share on the video, and let me know if there's other content you'd like me to talk about in the future. All right, so here we go on Facebook's privacy problems. I took this information from three different sources. One was from TechCrunch, one was from the Daily Mail, and to get some information on Facebook's facial recognition tool, I went to Wired. All of those are linked in the description below. TechCrunch reports on Facebook's Messenger Kids app was marketed as a safe alternative to regular messaging apps, but it turns out that the Kids app has some issues. Facebook's messaging app for under 13s, Messenger Kids, which launched 2 years ago, pledging a private chat space for kids to talk with contacts specifically approved by their parents, has run into an embarrassing safety issue. The Verge obtained messages sent by Facebook to an unknown number of parents of users of the app, informing them that the company had found what it couches as a technical error, which allowed a friend of a child to create a group chat with them in the app, which invited one or more of the second child's parent-approved friends, i.e., without those secondary contacts having been approved by the parent of the first child. Facebook did not make a public disclosure of the safety issue. We've reached out to the company with questions. The issue appears to have arisen as a result of how Messenger's kids' permissions are applied in group chat scenarios, where multi-user chats apparently override the system of required parental approval for contacts with whom the kids are chatting one-on-one. But given the app's support for group messaging, it's pretty incredible that Facebook engineers failed to robustly enforce an additional layer of checks for friends of friends to avoid unapproved users, who could include adults, and they could also include scammers, phishers, or other con artists, from being able to connect and chat with children. Thousands of children are left in chats with unauthorized users as a result of the flaw. While there are potential privacy issues here with the Messenger Kids flaw, given children's data may have been shared with unauthorized third parties as a result of the error, the main issue of concern for parents is likely the safety risk of their children being exposed to an unsupervised video chat environment to people they have not authorized. Parents, I cannot stress enough, you've got to watch what your kids are doing. Have your stuff being your internet connected devices in a public area, and don't be afraid to go through your children's devices. There are laws that are being considered in the UK that no child under 11 should even have a device, a mobile device of any sort. I'm not sure if those laws have passed yet or not, but it's probably a good idea to keep kids off mobile devices, these types of things, for as long as possible. Of course, only you can decide what that means, as long as possible. But the Daily Mail expands on privacy woes for the company, reporting that a $5 billion fine, that's B like boy, $1 billion fine, has been lodged against the company by the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, in the U.S. Facebook Incorporated will pay a record-breaking $5 billion fine to resolve a government probe into its privacy practices, and the social media giant will restructure its approach to privacy, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission said on Wednesday. The FTC voted 3-2 along party lines to adopt the settlement, which requires court approval, even as Democrats said the settlement did not go far enough or require a large enough fine. Despite repeated promises to billions of users worldwide that they could control how personal information is shared, Facebook undermined consumers' choices, said FTC Chairman Joe Simmons, a Republican, in a statement. The FTC said that Facebook's data policy was deceptive to tens of millions of people who used Facebook's facial recognition tool, and also violated its rules against deceptive practices when it did not disclose phone numbers collected to enable security feature would be used for advertising. Great. So now they've got your phone numbers for verification, and now they're using that for advertising. Please note, the facial recognition tool was actually rolled out back in 2013 as a means to tag photos easier on Facebook. Wired notes that Facebook provides an explanation for the expansion of the tool. The platform, which is Facebook, now has three main goals for the tech: surfacing photos of you that you haven't been tagged in, flagging situations where someone you don't seem to know uses a photo of you in their profile, perhaps to impersonate or troll you, and improving the photo browsing experience for people with visual impairments. It then gives you a tailored explanation of whether your account is currently set to have the feature on or off. If you like, you can turn it off by opening your Facebook account, going to Settings, going straight to facial recognition, and you can edit on or off from there. Going back to the $5 billion settlement, Facebook's board will create an independent privacy committee that removes unfettered control by Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg over decisions affecting user privacy. As mentioned earlier, the FTC vote was along party lines between Republican and Democrat appointees to the commission. There are multiple disagreements over how this decision will affect the public and even national security in the future, and the Daily Mail has a nice roundup of those arguments back and forth. Thank you very much. Again, if you like this content, drop me an email, like, comment, or share, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.